You're listening to the Pipe Bomb Podcast.
It's the Pipe Bomb Podcast.
The following podcast is rated S and may contain following themes of nudity, Wyatts and Billie _ wrestling preachings, low-key readings. Listeners might witness biased WWE fan draggings, indie talk, wig snatching, tea-spilling arguments, but most importantly, shade. Viewer discretion is advised. The opinions of our panelists do not reflect our hopes and dreams of getting WWE creative/writing contracts.
Viewers' discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy Vibes here. Today we're going to be talking about NXT San Antonio Takeover, and then we're going to move on to the Royal Rumble. But before that, we'll talk a little bit about the pre-show. And before then, take a look at our... Nailed it! Welcome back to the Pipe Bomb Podcast. I know we're usually not here on a Monday, but we're here because a lot has gone on this weekend, but I'm not here alone. I got Sam Pelly, the brand. What's up, Sam?
Hi, you alright?
I'm good. How are you, bitch?
I'm fabulous. I'm very friggin' tired because some of us have to stay up till 4 in the morning to watch these events.
Oh, sorry, I can't
Hard
relate.
life. And it's a double weekend, isn't it? 'Cause you have to take over and Royal Rumble.
I know, but it was a great weekend. A lot of wrestling.
Fabulous weekend.
But, guys, me and Sam are not here alone. We have a guest with us, a special guest. He hasn't been on the show before, and this is his first time on our show. Jack, what's up, Jack?
Hey everybody, it's a pleasure to be joined by, no offense, my two fave members of the Pipe Bomb Pod.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
Oh, really?
Sorry everybody else. Yeah, it's really good to be here, and you may obviously have heard my crap on other shows before, but yeah, I'm here and I'm ready to, let's give my thoughts about the Royal Rumble and to NXT Takeover. Some pretty good shows overall. So yeah, as Sam said, it was an FABULOUS weekend of wrestling.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know that we cannot do a show without singing Carmella's theme song. We can't. That is our thing. And then I want to talk about Carmella later because she had a cute little spot in the Royal Rumble. But beforehand, let's talk a little bit about the whole weekend. Like, I was super excited that WWE was actually able to fork up 4 women's events for the weekend, and they were all pretty much stacked up events. We had Nia Jax and Sasha. We had the Fatal 4-Way on NXT, and then we had Sasha and Bayley. I was super excited in the 6 women's tag match, which was pretty good. I'm excited for that. Were you surprised that we had that many women's matches this weekend, Sam?
Yeah, I was really shocked. I wasn't expecting 4. The way it was kind of going, I thought when we had Becky and Alexa at the steel cage, like that was going to be their version of having a Royal Rumble match. But obviously then we got the 6-woman tag instead, which, it's great. It's a pre-show match that we knew when it's a women's tag match, it's going to be a pre-show match. But it was good. I was happy with it.
What about you, Jack?
So I've got a confession to make. I actually haven't seen the pre-show.
Oh, really?
So I, to all the viewers out there, I've just seen NXT and I saw the main card because I thought that Royal Rumble itself, the pre-show began at 12 because normally it's a 1-hour pre-show pay-per-view is on from 1 till 4 a.m. in the UK. But no, it was actually on from 10 till 12 p.m. and I was having a power nap, so I completely missed it. I do know the results. I do know the results of the pre-show of it, and interesting results. I definitely think the Nia Jax match was the correct result. And as for the 6-woman tag, I'm quite torn because obviously I'm so pleased Naomi's getting a push. But at the expense of Mickie James losing her first match back, kind of not really sure about that. But on the whole...
That's exactly what I thought.
On the whole, it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, I'm okay with Mickie James, but we're going to talk about all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I guess we could get into the NXT Takeover pre-show, and where they were giving out the awards for all the nominees for, I guess it was the year-end awards. So Asuka took home Woman Competitor of the Year.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, technically Billie and Peyton took that home because she couldn't get her award.
You tried it. Well, speaking of Billie and Peyton, I think they did a fabulous job. They actually picked up the Breakout Stars of the Year, which I feel like they definitely deserve that award because these girls have came out and really put themselves in our faces, and we know exactly who they are. They're the iconic duo. They're the icons. They're the vixens. And I'm really happy that they were able to pick up this award. How do you feel about it, Sam?
I didn't vote for them. Because you had to vote by retweeting, didn't you?
I didn't vote at
That was how you did it
all.
on Twitter. And I only retweeted the Ember Moon one. But I'm glad that the Icons won, because they were brilliant this year. But then Ember Moon later on, I'm glad that she didn't fucking win.
I was about to say, literally, she broke out for all the wrong reasons on Saturday. My God.
She broke out in spots from stress, probably.
Who are you guys talking
Poor
about?
girl. Ember Moon, she was not the breakout of NXT on Saturday.
Sam, you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I know earlier, before we started recording, you started telling me a little bit about Amber on the Kickoff show. You want to delegate?
Okay, so basically, they brought her on to talk about the women's match, and she had no clue what day of the week it was. Let's be perfectly honest with you. She wasn't sure what up and down was. She got asked, who's Asuka's biggest threat in the match, and she goes, Asuka is the biggest threat in the match. No, that's not what you got asked at all. How is she going to win? Submission. It was just so bad. And this poor girl, she's got, one of the best movesets going. She just can't talk live. I just don't get it.
What are your thoughts, Jack?
Yeah, this was really odd. So before the show, I actually hadn't seen it, but I heard she kind of tanked, and I thought, come on, it can't be that bad. But she's obviously very nervous, but her facial expressions were really, really mediocre. I'm 9 years old and I'm at a drama class kind of facial expression. It was so odd. She was really odd. It was kind of just really amateur. She didn't really know how to react to the questioning. Then she was asked who would she want to face out of the three women if she could pick any of them to face. I guess for the championship. And she replied, who I want to win and who I think will win are completely different. That wasn't the question, first of all. So then she was asked, well, give us both ends of the spectrum. Who do you want to win and who do you think will win? So then she said, I want Asuka to win. I want to be the one to topple her. Fair enough. Then it was, who do you think will win? She just completely looked like a complete blank stare. What the fuck do I need to say
deer
now?
in a headlight situation.
Yeah, she was just well, who I think will win, that's a totally different ball game.
Oh.
And I was like, what? Why are you answering a question with a question? Just say your piece.
All right.
Oh, it was so bad.
I'll come into her defense. I believe that this was her first time on a live panel. She had 4 people firing questions at her. She's not media trained. This is an indie girl. She came off the indies. She's not used to the big leagues, being in front of a whole television set, even though that's what NXT is supposed to prepare you for. And if you're going to go out on television, prepare yourself. Be a professional. But I feel like she got nervous. She tripped over her words. And I feel like they try to give her a hook. They were trying to help her out. And they were asking her simple questions. But when you're under that limelight and they say go, it's go. So I just believe that she fucked up, and I feel like she's going to recover. I don't think it's going to...
When you watch it, you'll agree with us, though.
I agree. I understand.
Bad.
I understand. I heard it, Sam. You replayed it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. But I'm just being the devil's advocate. I can understand the pressure and trying to do good and then getting super, super nervous and just screwing it all up. So
it was almost when you watch a play or something, and then someone kind of goes still and doesn't know what they're saying, and then they say the completely wrong line, and everyone sort of looks at them what have you just said?
The facial expressions, though, were just... Everyone, if you've not watched this yet, you need to go back and just watch the facial expressions. It was so funny. Just kind of just really amateur. She come across actually quite heelish as well. Her expressions were very cocky. It just wasn't meant... her face and what she was saying completely were not matching, and it was not representative of what her character is meant to be about.
It's super weird that she would do something like that, because she's well spoken, when she speaks and stuff like that. So I find it a bit surprising. That's why it had to be the nerves. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
100% the nerves. But if you watch her on NXT talking backstage and stuff, when she had that confrontation with Liv Morgan was 2 weeks ago, she was really well in that. She spoke really well. But then it makes me think, well, NXT is a tape show; it's pre-recorded. So how many takes did that take for them to do that? How many times did she have to say those lines over and over again just to
Your Honor, she's reaching. She's reaching. Sam, you are reaching, bitch. I can't believe
I'm reaching in the right direction, though, sweetheart.
I feel like it was an honest, mishap. Like, it happens to the best of them. Like, Sasha Banks used to say Mia when she meant to say me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, to me, it's not a big deal. I'm like, whatever, but I'll definitely check it out. I want to see what this is all about, because Sam last night was telling me all about it, and I was just like, he's really dragging this girl, Amber. But I haven't got a chance to watch it, but I did listen to it, and I'm just going to say it was her nerves. And
Put it this way, I think this was probably the biggest mess of a promo since Alicia Fox's Hungry Piranha speech on NXT Season 3. If anyone remembers that.
Alicia Fox.
No sense whatsoever.
Isn't it fitting, though, for Foxy?
Similar territory to this.
For Foxy, it's an easy, like, cover-up because she's just crazy, period. And I feel like Foxy's always, like, a little, like, every time she talks, I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, she said something, like, last week. She's like, oh, now he's gonna cry. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? But Foxy girl, if you're listening, that bouquet, the bouquets that you had on your shoulders, girl, bring it back. Because that started all kinds of conversations for me and my friends. They're like, what the fuck is this bitch wearing? But I think it's impactful. And it starts up a conversation, so I suggest she sticks to it. She should keep wearing bouquets on her shoulders. I don't know. It's just weird.
One thing we got to think about as well with Ember, just getting back to her, is obviously she's trained in the ring fantastically, by Skandar Akbar and also Booker T. So, of course, Mr. Oh my goodness, shucky ducky, salt and crack black pepper. He doesn't know how to cut a promo to save his life either. So maybe she's Booker T's rubbing off on her. So yikes.
Well, can you guys dig it? Well, I guess now we can move on.
No, I can't. And she was definitely a sucker.
Cue Spinneroonie. Well, now we can move on. We can move on to the actual show, the NXT.
On the pre-show, though, I just want to mention thingy. Was it Charlie Caruso?
Yes.
Is that her name?
Uh-huh.
She's brilliant. I really enjoyed watching her.
I like her.
I thought she did herself very well. Corey was fucking trying it.
Right.
As he always does.
Well, it's interesting because there's like 65 girls who are backstage announcers at NXT at the moment who all look the same.
Yeah.
And there's another one, the girl Kayla, who was kind of in the crowd, getting crowd reactions. I actually thought she was really good.
She was really good as well, yeah.
She was really bubbly, really like natural on camera, unlike Ember Moon. I think actually they handle themselves pretty well. One last thing on Ember, Ember starts a fire, but someone needs to put that out quick.
I don't think the Ember started. I don't think that even fire even started on Saturday. And I love Ember.
Wait a minute, hold on. Time out. Are you guys not a fan? Are you guys not a fan of hers?
I love Ember.
No, I am a fan. I think she's fantastic in the ring, but that promo was a mess.
There wasn't even a moon that night. It was just darkness.
It was the full eclipse, I guess. Poor Amber. Amber, you this is her first time getting a dragon on TVP, and I guess everybody goes through it once. I mean, it's initiation.
It could be worse. She could be Liv Morgan.
I like Liv. I like Liv. Don't try it, Jack. Why? What's the thing with Liv?
Well, yeah,
she's just so basic and
generic.
She just does nothing for me. She's got no character. I find her theme song so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. It's like a Tamagotchi on speed. It's awful.
I feel like Liv is not. I feel like Liv is a little prototype right now. She's not where she's gonna end up at, and I like that with Liv. I feel like we're actually witnessing her growth. And every time I see this girl, she gets better and better. Like when she was in that 3-way match, the girl did really well. And I feel like Liv is going to be the girl to watch. Just give her some time and more reps, because that's exactly what, like WWE paired her up with Sasha Banks and sent her on the holiday tour so she could generate a bigger fan base. And, Sasha Banks' fan can rub off to her. And I think that's very smart. And I feel like Liv is a good girl for them to invest in, because she's just a canvas, and this girl's just absorbing everything. So every time I see her, she does well, so I can't shade Liv. I like her.
Well, I've said it in the past about her. They put her on the NXT intro now a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not just featured the one. She's about 3 times. So they've got some sort of, investment in her. There is something there. She just needs a little bit of fine-tuning. I like Liv.
Me too.
Because you dragged me for saying that I liked her finisher.
I hate her finisher. Her finisher is awful. Like, is that even a finisher?
What is a finisher?
It's like a guillotine.
It's like the guillotine thing, that, guillotine DDT backwards roll thing.
It's what Summer Rae does, essentially. That's not a finisher. That's just a move that you use to transition into another move. I don't know why she's using that as a finisher. I'm not here for it. But that's either
I
here or
like
there.
it.
Whatever, Sam. I don't understand why you like that move. It's just so bizarre to me. I don't get it. But I will say that Liv can throw a mean drop kick. I love the way she throws her drop kicks. She really throws her all into it with her little body and shit. And Jack, I like her. I have to disagree with you.
The only thing I like about it is her entrance. Actually, I don't like the music, but she enters the ring from the back, which nobody ever does that.
Isn't that a good
Oh
thing?
yeah, she goes like all the way around, doesn't she?
But it separates herself.
And she's banging Enzo Amore, so she's only going to get better on the mic as well.
Hopefully. I mean, like AJ Lee said, talent's not a transmitted disease. So.
Well, for me, she is a certified G. G standing for goner.
You don't think she's gonna make it to the main roster?
No.
I think she will. I do. I think she's one of the girls that WWE is investing in. I really do. I think she'll be with NXT for a while, but she'll make her way up there. Give her some time, Jack. I think she'll change your mind.
Rosa Mendes has more talent than her little sister.
Rosa Mendes. Girl, bye. Rosa Mendes has Rosa Mendes has a lot of charisma, but that girl cannot lace up her boots properly. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, Rosa's Thorn. What a finisher!
Her what?
What is that?
It's just like a straight jacket submission where she puts her knee in their back into their back.
I can't.
Oh, I didn't know that she had a finisher because
I
she's
know.
like
Never
never
seen
won.
it.
So do you have a finisher?
Excuse me, she won a match via disqualification against Michelle. Whatever it was, yeah. Don't you forget it.
Can you technically have a finisher if you've never finished a match with it?
No.
Not to mention when she draped Cameron's face over that turnbuckle in the Survivor Series match and eliminated her.
Oh my god.
Don't forget Rosa's impact.
What a memory on Jack. I don't remember a damn thing.
She's nicknamed the freaking Costa Rican for a reason, okay?
Is she? By who?
By Jack.
Just by you.
All right.
It's a genuine nickname.
All
anyway,
right.
moving on.
Let's get this task at hand. Let's get to what we're here for. I know the listeners are waiting for us to dive into it. We're going to talk a little bit about the NXT Fatal 4-Way match, which I thought was amazing. I loved how every woman got their entrances and there was no being sponsored by KFC's Golden Corral, bullshit. I hate when they do that. Show me the entrance and show me the chicken in the commercial. Don't play. But what I will say is Nikki Cross came out, and I thought it was pretty cool to see that much investment for a female's entrance with the whole Nikki Cross thing. I thought it was pretty cool. She looks crazy coming out there with her goggles and shit. But what I don't understand, she kind of gives me the Festus vibe. When the bell rings is when she gets crazy, because when she's walking down to the ring, she's very calm and poised. And then you had the Icons come out who slayed everybody's lives. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay look amazing together. It looked like a Victoria's Secret fashion show when those two come walking out. And I like the dynamic of that. These girls look beautiful. They look like that diva, whatever girl. You know what I mean? They look like the divas from back in the day. But when they get in that ring, they wrestle like the women of today. So I love those girls for that. And then you had Asuka come out looking great with her Kimura and shit with the championship. And there was a lot of people holding up Asuka shit, all the masks and stuff. I feel like WWE gives away those fucking masks because I was like, if people are buying these masks the way that WWE is showing it on television, Asuka should be selling #1 merch, but she's not. But
when it was Toronto, they gave away all the masks. That's how all the crowd all had them.
Yeah, I feel like they do that. So, and then the whole Bayley section, Hugger section, and Cesaro section, they do all that shit.
Ugh, fuck off, Bayley.
Oh my god, Sam. Oh my
Damn.
God. So let's get into the match. I thought the match... I'm not going to go spot to spot because you guys just watched it, bitch. It was a couple of days ago. But what I will say, we'll just talk a little bit about our highlights because we have a lot to talk about today. So let's just get in. I'll get in it a bit for myself. I thought the match was flawless. And right off the bat, I'll let the listeners know that was my match of the weekend. I loved it. And the MVP overall for the whole weekend for me was Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce got some sick-ass combos that she be transitioning into the ring. And the way that she sells, oh my god, I love the way that Peyton sells. And listeners, if you go back a couple of months ago when I believe when she first debuted, I wasn't a fan of Peyton's at all. I started to get on the bandwagon when I saw her on a live NXT show against Asuka, and she really impressed me. Remember, Sam, I came and I told you guys yo, fucking Peyton. I was like, yo, she really did her damn thing, and she even got a "This is awesome" chant and all this bullshit. So watching her in that match and her and Billie Kay with these tag team moves and like holding Asuka up and then the running knee and then putting Nikki Cross through it, like these girls just did it for me. What about you, Jack?
I actually loved the match. I thought it was really refreshing that like they didn't do the cliched like the heel girls turn on each other or like start fighting or pushing each other, whatever. It was a cohesive unit. Yeah, they lost, but it was really refreshing to see characters with actual integrity, which I really liked. The table spot obviously was great. Logically though, it kind of annoyed me like how they had a random extra table next to the announce table. Like just quickly do something, like put some snacks on there, put some bottles of water that maybe like, you know, just for the announcers could grab a drink if they needed one or something. Just something, think of something just to put that up, you know, make it more
table look relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I know I'm overthinking it, but just things like that really do annoy me.
They could even put wires and stuff rolled up on top of the table, you know, like anything just to have them push it off. I get you.
And obviously, straight away, they could have just shoved them off and then put Nikki through the table. Right. Like, it would have made total sense. It's fine. But yeah, that was a great spot. Nikki, again, flying off the top rope. She's really talented, Nikki Cross. Like, I think she does a lot more than what you think. I was seeing her in person. I actually saw her final indie match in the UK before she got signed. Mm-hmm. And, like, she was amazing in that. And it's just a massive transition to see her in this new character because really she acts kind of like a rabid dog. Like, it's like a really strange character, which it's too new to people. I've certainly not got my head around it yet with what's happening. But obviously, we need to learn more about the connection with Eric Young and the rest of Sanity, and you know their morals and their motives. But as for the match, she did really, really well. Obviously, her finisher to Asuka on the outside, that spinning neck breaker, which she normally obviously does is like a fisherman's kind of spin out neck breaker thing. It was really, really good, really impactful. I really liked that. And obviously she put her body on the line. That was really good to see. She was made to look strong, and obviously she was only taken out by 2 women, not just one. So that makes her look like a valid candidate. I just knew Peyton was going to get pinned, which was really unfortunate. Even though they're meant to be the iconic duo, which I think that's a great name playing off that meme trend. But Billie Kay is definitely the kind of the leader.
I love that.
But again, with those two, they've not won a big match yet. Billie lost to Ember at Takeover. You know, they've lost to Asuka. They only beat jobbers and like Liv Morgan and shit people like that. So kind of they need a big win. And obviously I don't know where they're going to get that now, because unless they feud Nikki Cross, which would be odd because it's heel versus heel and they don't really do that. Aaliyah and Liv are too boring. They need new characters. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen next for Billie and Peyton. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen, but and hopefully they don't go by the wayside, because their mic work certainly improved. The match was really good anyway. Asuka, obviously you actually mentioned Peyton's transition. That spin kick into the Widow's Peak was a great spot. And I'm glad Asuka won, actually, because I do still like her. I think she's absolutely mad as a box of frogs. And she's entertaining to me. You know, her broken English is very funny. Reminiscent of Maurice's early days on SmackDown, when she would, smack Cherry and call her a little dog, or whatever. So
anyway, in the bath and be like, "Welcome to SmackDown."
Yeah, welcome back to Friday Night SmackDown.
That's when I fell in love with Maurice.
Asuka's great, and I'm glad she won. I do believe they're going to obviously build to Ember ending her streak and keeping Ember undefeated, but great way for WrestleMania weekend. Undefeated versus undefeated.
Yeah.
Let's just hope they keep Ember off the mic.
What about you, Sam?
I thought Jack covered most of all that, but I agree with like Peyton was like the absolute MVP of that night. The Widow's Peak, I was not expecting that. It was really nice to see someone actually do that again, especially for like a woman doing it as well. And then I think Victoria
and they called it. The fact they called
Widow's Peak as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Victoria tweeted it, and she was like, "I feel like a proud mum."
Yeah, I thought that was pretty
which was quite cute. But that spot on the table that you were on about before, I was scrolling through Tumblr trying to find GIFs for the Twitter before. Someone's got a video of it like from the crowd, but it's from the opposite end, so like where we wouldn't see. And it was so weird to watch it from like you see Nikki go up and over. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the crowd's point of view, and like Billie and Peyton are holding hands as they drop her. And it was like it may be for the balance around the table or something, but I thought it was like a nice little touch. I thought it was cute.
I think I thought
I
this
like
match
that.
overall, this was just a fun match. Right when the bell rung, like even when Fatal 4-Way start, there's one on each corner. I love that the iconic duo was paired together throughout the whole match. Every time there was some offense, these two were doing it together. So essentially, it was kind of a triple threat match if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And the way that I love the moment when they were getting frustrated trying to put Asuka away because Asuka was just an animal in this fucking match, especially towards the end. And Billie just went up to Peyton. She's like, "I need you to win this. I need you to win this." And I found it kind of like different. I was like, "Wow, wait, what about you?"
Well, I was thinking like when they put Nikki through the table and they like ran back towards the ring, I didn't think they were going to get Asuka. I thought they were going to do like pin one another.
Oh hell no!
So one of them would win the belt.
See, NXT is true to their characters, and that's why.
That's why I thought they were going to try and do that, and then have Asuka come in and break it up.
Hell no! I did not think that.
But I didn't expect them to run down straight after Asuka. That shocked me.
It was a smart thing to do because they're gonna go. They already put away the rabbit dog that Jack called her earlier. They put her down, and they were like, and you guys, listeners, you guys know I love me a dramatic walk or a dramatic run, and Peyton's dramatic run was everything in life. You know how she grabbed the lower back and she throws her hair back and she's running. I was like, yes, you better sell, Peyton, sell these tickets. Everyone's buying. I was here for it. And then they get into the ring and they start getting on to Asuka and shit like that. Like, that was everything. And then when Asuka kicked, she kept knocking Billie off her ass. I was like, Billie girl, stay down before this girl rips your head off the next time. And then the way that she kicked Peyton for the pinfall, and I loved how she spinned around, and then even Corey made a mention, she's like a tornado just hitting everybody in her way. And I was like, exactly. And then the way that Peyton sold a kick at the end, when she got kicked in the head, I thought that was pretty cool. Overall, these women fucking killed it. They were the match of the weekend for me out of all the girls. Out of all the girls, for sure. And Peyton, she just made a name for herself. Like, she literally jumped up 3 levels in over a weekend. For me, personally. I love her. And I looked on social media, because you guys know, I love social media and all the fans throwing their shade and everything. But everybody was here for it with Peyton. Even Victoria, like Sam mentioned earlier. Victoria gave her a shout out. And I thought it was pretty cool, because when she hit that Widow's Peak, I was not expecting that shit. I was not expecting it. And they even called it, like, they said it's the Widow's Peak. Like, what else are you going to fucking call that shit? It's the Widow's Peak. And then the other thing, when, like, Dean Ambrose does the Glam Slam, I'm like, that's the Glam Slam. I don't know what the fuck they're calling it these days. But I'm going to need Dean to let that go. But overall, awesome match for the girls on NXT. I can't wait to see. And you know what's the other thing, guys, that really annoys me is that after a takeover, NXT is just all over the fucking place because it's a taped show. There's no, like, recap.
Yeah, like the week after is always like a weird one, like a weird episode of NXT.
They need to fix that shit. They need to fix it. But
like, so when we go back to what Jack said before, like about Asuka, Asuka's going to go into Ember. He's not really sure what's going to happen with the Icons. What do you guys think is going to happen with Nikki Cross?
I think Nikki
Cross.
What's
her storyline now? Because when Asuka was leaving, Nikki was like awake and giving her this weird look. I don't really know what's going to happen.
I think they're going to feud a little bit on NXT just to get Asuka something to do before Ember is ready. And I think that the Icons and Ember are going to start going at it a bit, just getting each other ready for the Asuka and Ember match at WrestleMania. Will they take over before?
What do you think, Jack?
I could see them doing a quick kind of Ember, Nikki kind of title feud, or Nikki Liv, just as something to do. Depends on which way they go. If they go straight into Ember and Asuka, then that's fine. And then that would make that would mean that Nikki could feud with Liv. But then if not, they could do a quick kind of, obviously ignore Liv, quick Nikki kind of Ember story to get more momentum behind Ember, and then as that's happening, have Asuka go over, maybe do like a handicap match with the Iconic duo until then she faces Ember. Something like that, maybe.
I think after the whole takeover, I think that Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are going to be big staples in NXT, especially after that performance. These two are going to, and then they won Breakout Stars of the Year. Like, NXT is going to feed off of that shit. So I think we're going to see a lot of the Icons coming up.
And I'd like to see them go against Nikki Cross just like kind of for a bit now.
That's what I think.
Because, with them putting her through the table and stuff, they can't just end it there.
They cost Nikki the title, essentially. They eliminated her. All right. Well,
So who knows?
Before we move on to the other show, I want to talk a little bit about the guys on the show. I thought Andreas and that guy, I don't even know his name. What is it?
Roderick Strong.
Like, what's his deal? Like, why is everybody so hype about him? I have no...
He's a big indie guy.
Okay, he's a former Ring of Honor champion.
He looks super basic. He's super basic. He looks like one of my uncles, and I'm not here for it. Andrea...
He's just one of those people who has came in off so much buzz, and that's he hasn't got a character. It's just like, oh, look at him.
He doesn't even have new attire. Like, his attire is so boring. He's just bland to me. He's so bland. Like, he's forgotten. Easily forgotten.
That's the problem. So many people on NXT are. They haven't got developed deep characters. Like, Samoa Joe really bores me. Bobby Roode's character is just a theme song. Like, he hasn't got a character. On Andrade or whatever, he was really, really basic, and now he's turned heel, and I really, really enjoy him much more. It's like the Apollo Crews syndrome. Like, everyone just like, oh, look at him. He was like this amazing guy in the Indies, and then no, he's just this random guy.
Yeah, that's what I.
I love Andrade's music.
See, I love that you said that, Jack, because the name mob is gonna get mad. But that's exactly how I feel about Naomi sometimes. Is that she's all moves, but when it comes to the character shit. But this is the past, because Naomi has been doing good. I'm not gonna shade her.
Also, now they feel the glow, you know.
But that's just how I was catching her. But going back to NXT and stuff with Andreas, I'm so glad that they're really focusing on him. I like him being a heel. I liked how he told Roderick that he's his daddy. And I was like, yes, you better tell him. He's like, oh, who's your padre? Pero. He called him a dog and all this bullshit in Spanish and told him that he's his daddy. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then Rude picking up the championship towards the end of the night. I thought it was just like, I feel like Shinsuke should have dropped the belt. I don't know. He just doesn't make a good champion for me. He's a better challenger than a champion right now on NXT, especially with the guys that they have him working with. If it was him and Hideo Itami, then hell yeah, put the belt on Shinsuke. But I feel like Rude does need a title run, and I feel like he will be a good champion. So
yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I'm just kind of over the Shinsuke in the main event scene right now. I think he's going to get on the main roster, and I've honestly not really watched anything with Samoa Joe because I can't stand Samoa Joe. I think he's really overrated. He ruined Tyson Kidd's career, which I know was an accident, but I don't care. Funny story, a friend of mine, Kevin, went to a signing, and they didn't know who they were going to get at the signing. It turns out it was the worst pairing ever of Samoa Joe and Dana Brooke. And he like got a picture with Dana and then just like walked past Samoa Joe and like didn't even say hi or anything and just walked off.
Oh my god.
Lol. But yeah, that's basically I don't really like Samoa Joe. So again, he's just like, I'm this big tough guy. I was like big on the indies. Look at me. You know, doesn't interest me in the slightest.
I'm not really a Samoa Joe fan. I'm kind of glad that he wasn't at the Rumble.
I'm a little.
Because everyone thought he was going to be.
I'm a little bothered that he wasn't in the Rumble. I feel like he should have been in the Rumble, and we'll talk about that. But I'm a fan.
I thought the Eric Young and Ty Dillinger match was really good though.
Oh, I thought that was.
I really enjoyed that.
It was a good match, and I feel like Ty.
I love Eric Young. I think you give Eric Young any sort of like gimmick or go to, and he'll just run with it.
And I like his
gear.
Like,
give it him.
Do you like his gear?
His finisher is great.
Do you guys like his gear?
It's so good, isn't it?
It's really unique.
Yeah.
Do you guys like his gear? I love his gear. I think it just fits with the whole Sanity mess because they look like they just. Like,
it gives me like Tomahawk vibes.
It's like post-apocalyptic. Like they just grabbed shit off the streets and just made outfits. So I'm here for it. I just feel like they're like characters from The Walking Dead, like a group in The Walking Dead. Because you know.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah, so to me,
but I agree with what you said before, Jack. I want to have like more of a backstory.
Yeah, they need
history.
They definitely.
We need to know why they're like that.
Obviously, I understand they've obviously had this bit of a derailment with, I think it was Sawyer Fulton or whichever other one, Alexander Wolf.
Yeah, he got injured.
Sawyer Fulton, yeah, so obviously they replaced him with Damo, who has a new name now, I think.
It's Killian Damon, something like that.
Okay, weird, okay. But yeah, so now obviously that's derailed them, but hopefully now they can get back on track with what they were going to plan to do.
Okay.
Who knows?
Now let's get back on track as well. Let's move on to the Royal Rumble pre-show. We had kickoff show. I don't know what the fuck they're calling it these days. I guess they want to call it a kickoff show because they feel like it's demeaning calling it a pre-show. So I guess it's the kickoff shows now. So with the Royal Rumble kickoff show, we'll start off with the 6-woman tag match, which I thought was pretty good. Every single one of the women participating in this match had their own entrance, which I thought was cool. It's nice to hear your own theme song in a big arena like that. And the first one to come out is Miss Feel the Glow herself, Naomi. She came out. Naomi came out with a lot of energy. I see like her confidence has been restored, and I think it's pretty cool. She came out looking with a whole different outfit, but that's okay. And I don't like that gear. Sue me. I don't like it. And then we had Nikki Bella come out looking gorgeous, all in white. Like, Nikki looks fabulous in white. I love her.
Yes, I stand her so much.
Nikki is my bae. And then we had Becky Lynch come out with straight fire, and I liked how Nikki Bella...
I thought that Becky had like a hole in her pants, like in between her legs. Every time I watched it, it looked like it was
Be careful. Be careful. Hole between
I
her
swear.
legs. I can't.
It was.
Well, you might. Sorry, I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna. You might have caught a sight of some straight fire.
Let's move on. I like that Nikki Bella billed them as the fair last glow, so I thought that was pretty cool with Nikki pitting them as that. And then you have the heel girls come out. I believe Alexa Bliss came out first, and then Mickie James with that attire, which I don't like either. I don't like Mickie James' attire at all. I've always hated that attire. I'm so mad that she brought that bullshit back, but okay.
Bell bottoms.
I hate it.
Which is not 1973.
How can she wrestle like that? You can't even... Here's my problem with those bell bottoms. I never see her feet landing anything. It just distracts me when she's kicking people and stuff like that. It's just a big distraction, Mickie James. Let go of the bell bottoms. Just let it go, girl. And then you had Natty, who came out looking flawless, looking like royalty. Who is this bitch? This is not Natalya Neidhart. Who is... I don't know who she is. This is a whole new Natty, and I'm here for it. The new petty Natty is everything to me. She came out like royalty. She looked amazing. Her freaking cat suit was the best I've ever seen, and her hair looked great. I'm here for Natty. All the way here for her.
She was the star player.
Get it all for her.
100%.
Yes. Let's get into the match. The match was pretty good. All the girls had their spots. I feel like Mickie James was kind of like set to the side a bit in this match because they really want to save Mickie James for big moments, but they did want to include her in this match, so I understood. Natty was the big grunt worker in this match. Her and Becky Lynch were going at it a bunch of times in this match. Natty's charisma was over the top. You saw Natty, how smart Natty is, how much of a vet she is. Like, one of my highlights was when she knocked Nikki Bella off the apron, and then Becky Lynch threw her to the ropes, and she jumped outside of the ring, and then she ran over and pulled Nikki Bella off of the apron as well, so Becky couldn't make a tag. I thought that was pretty smart, and I loved the booking. I loved her trash talking outside of the ring, telling the fans to shut up, and that she's the queen, she's royalty. I was here for Natty in that whole match. And then Naomi gets the hot tag. Naomi was on fucking fire. Naomi was everywhere. She was hitting this one, hitting that one, flying over here, jumping off this shit, doing what Naomi fucking does. And she didn't hit it. Naomi did not miss a beat at all. So I was shocked when they had Naomi go over with the pinfall. I knew it was going to be something. This match was going to end involving Alexa Bliss and Naomi. But I thought Alexa Bliss was going to get the pin on Naomi. But then it made sense for Naomi to get the pin on Alexa Bliss so we could continue on this little feud that they got starting up for Naomi. But overall, I was excited for this match. I feel like the women had a good spot on Royal Rumble. I feel like all the women of SmackDown really came out and showed out, and they did great. What about you, Jack?
Well, I didn't see the match, unfortunately, so I can't really comment on a lot of things. But I do think that, as I said earlier, it was very interesting to have Naomi go over so quickly. Obviously, this to me feels kind of like a filler feud, which I really hope it isn't, because I'd love a title run for Naomi. But
who do you think they're filling Naomi in for? Who do you think is the woman that they're trying to wait for?
Honestly, I think it's Nikki Bella.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, so I do think it's Nikki, and there's rumours that she's going to retire at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting, but Yes, I've got really nothing else to say on the match. I haven't seen it yet, but Mickie James is back. Actually, I did see Naomi's dive to the outside. I thought that was really cool. But obviously, I like the fact there's 3 storylines going on right now on SmackDown. It's, Becky and Mickie, Alexa, Naomi, Natalya, and Nikki are absolutely killing it. And obviously, we've got Carmella with James Ellsworth. So Maurice is slurring as a manager. So a lot of good stuff happening on SmackDown. And I can't wait to see it continue.
What about you, Samuel?
Well, I was really impressed that Naomi got the win over Alexa. I think it's been a long time coming. I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, since the draft, I don't think Naomi's lost anything. I think she's won every match she's been in.
I don't know. Well, she hasn't been on TV.
No, she took a loss. Apart from the 6-pack challenge and the Fatal 5-Way.
Well, she hasn't been on TV much. She hasn't been on TV to lose.
No, but every time she's been on, she's won. I'm sure she has.
Yeah, but
they don't know everything about her. So.
The initial run of up to the 6-pack challenge, she was the only person undefeated. She's the only person she lost a tag match, but she wasn't pinned or made to submit. So it was Becky, who she was teaming with. So that was up to that point. But I think she's lost since now.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I know obviously she was out of the challenges and stuff like that. But I wasn't aware. But yeah, it was a good match. Natty was on point. I've not really been a fan of Natty for a good couple of years now. But now that she's going back to heel Natty, which I liked originally when she debuted, I'm kind of liking it. And the little trash talking outside and the whole "you can't see me" in Nikki's face and things like that. It was absolutely genius. Mickie James not being involved a lot, kind of annoying. But I'm kind of glad that they didn't, make her out to be really weak and get defeated. That was a cheap shot on Becky. She got a kick to the face, I think.
And she threw her into the barricade.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that. But that was her only sort of input.
But it makes
she was quite lackluster. I even thought Alexa was lackluster in that match, to be honest. She wasn't a prime player like she usually is. And Nikki Bella didn't really give much to me, to be honest.
I know, Sam, but sometimes other girls gotta shine. Other girls
no, I agree. I completely agree with that. But I mean, they didn't even get anything in my opinion.
Because these are the girls.
Because we've done. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. These are the girls that usually do get all these spots. The other girls that usually.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So today we posted out that the top 10 for the power rankings of the pay-per-view weekend, and we just completely disregarded them.
Yeah,
because we knew it was all focused on the other girls. Do you know what I mean? I just thought they were a bit annoying, in my opinion. But I get why they've done it. I get it.
Yeah, and
plus, would have liked to have seen more of Mickey.
There's the whole timing thing. There's also the whole timing thing. They only have this certain amount of time. And before we move on, before I forget, that takeover that we had on Saturday was the most viewed takeover on the NXT network ever. I mean, on the WWE network. That was the most viewed takeover. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
The Icons, they had their... That's what I'm telling you. Peyton blew up over fucking night. Yo, Peyton, look what you did, girl. But
Bayley was good as well.
Yeah.
Count out Bayley, but
I love
Peyton
Billie.
was the MVP.
I love Billie Kay. I want them to be together. I want them to be called up together. But Peyton just fucking did her thing. But going back to the 6 women's tag, all the women did great. Sam, I just have to say, the other women just had to shine. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
And with Mickie James, I'm kind of glad that they kept her aside, because I don't want to see the first time I see Mickie James out there, giving us a legit match in a 6 women's tag, because that's what she left. You know what I mean? And then to bring her back into WWE in a 6 women's tag, no. So I'm glad that SmackDown, I think they did it right. They did it real smart, keeping Mickie James, give you a little bit of her, not much. And really had Naomi, Alexa, and Becky and Natty do most of the grunt work. And Nikki Bella didn't do much at all, because that's another one that they're trying to keep us anticipating, Nikki Bella and Natty. So I understood where SmackDown was going with this. So that's why I don't really give it much thought. But we can move on to Nia versus Sasha Banks, who they actually showed us Nia's whole walk down the ramp, and I thought that was pretty cool. But we did get an infomercial here, go buy this chicken. I was like, whatever, bitch. But this match was a legit dragging, okay? Sasha Banks got dragged, and my boyfriend gave the line of the fucking night. He said, well, looks like Sasha's not the boss anymore. She's more like the shift manager. I could not stop
I was
laughing.
buzzing at that.
So we were streaming the whole show. Like, we were streaming here and there. Like, I had a couple of friends over. We had a viewing party. And that was one of the lines. And, like, it was just too funny. Like, they just sat there. They called Jericho Liza Minnelli. They were just going in on everybody on the fucking card. But Sasha Banks, yeah, Sasha got dragged. And I'm so glad that Nia Jax was the one who engaged in the dragging. Nia Jax really whooped this girl's ass. And I'm here for it because Nia Jax is huge. Nia Jax is massive. Nia Jax is a great athlete. She's beautiful. And to have her coming to the Royal Rumble in front of 50,000 people and being as big as she is and Sasha being as small as she is, to have Sasha Banks put her over after Sasha Banks has had an amazing run on the main roster. Absolutely not. I'm so glad that they had Nia Jax go over in exactly the way that she did. The match was quick. Nia came in with a purpose. Her purpose was to break the boss. I loved how she was yelling at the crowd, saying that she's the boss. I loved how she got Sasha in that, I believe it's called the knee muffler. I don't know what the hell they call it. But she had Sasha's leg behind her neck, and she was literally swinging Sasha around like a rag doll. And then she hit her with the pin-up Samoa drop and for the pinfall. Quick, easy, slayful, and she walked her ass right back to the gorilla. So I'm all here for fucking Nia Jax beating Sasha Banks. No gripe here. What about you, Sam?
Well, when this match started, I seen them coming down to the ring, and then my takeaway actually turned up. So,
Yo,
so I went to like sort all that out, and then by the time I turned around, it had finished, and I was like, what the fuck? Because the timer was on like 20 minutes left of the pre-show, and I was like, oh, we're going to get a good 15-minute match here.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned around, it was done.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What is this? So I've only saw the very end. That's all I saw.
That's all you needed to see. All you needed to see was Nia Jax put Sasha Banks away. And, Sasha had her spots. Like, she jumped off the top rope with the double knees. When the bell rang, Sasha was the aggressor. She ran at Nia Jax. But Nia Jax was literally throwing this girl everywhere. Every offense that Sasha Banks had, Nia shut it the fuck down. Nia knew this girl. Nia studied her. And there was a great part in the match when Sasha went around. She did like a tilt-a-whirl around Nia. Nia was spinning her around, and then Sasha tried to lock in the bank statement to try to bring Nia down. And I was like, oh, this is when Nia's gonna tap out. But hell no, Nia would not go down.
Oh,
Nia,
she stood up for it as well.
Yeah, Nia was on one knee.
Yeah, I've seen that there.
She stayed on one knee, and she literally got up with Sasha, and then she threw Sasha right off of her. So kudos to fucking Nia. Nia needed this one, and I'm glad that WWE actually acknowledged that, and they let her put over a top star like Sasha Banks. So I'm here for it, and I can't wait to see when Sasha gets to retaliate and get back at Nia. Because I like rivalries, I like long-term feuds, I like a series of matches, because I was here for the Charlotte and Sasha match, as you guys know. Matches, I should say. But I'm here for it, and I hope it continues. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, again, I didn't see this one, unfortunately, but I did like the fact that Nia defeated Nia Banks. Really strong for her to defeat Mia, who is obviously a top star on Raw. Mia Banks, yeah, Mia.
Yeah,
I'm so confused.
Why?
You didn't hear that
James,
whole... You never seen that
knows
promo?
what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Jack. Sam, you never seen the promo of Sasha Banks talking about Mia?
No.
Oh my god.
When she says the only woman who should be champion is Mia.
Yeah.
And she's talking about me, she's saying me.
Oh,
The way she mispronounces her words, she's saying like the only woman who should be champion is Mia.
Oh, right, okay, I haven't seen that one.
That was a while ago.
I should be the women's champion of the WWE. She also said that. But anyway, Mia Banks got her wig ripped off. She got her clock cleaned, and I'm pretty happy about it. I think it's about time Sasha went down a peg or two. It actually, will develop her character. Coming back from actual more losses, not just a Charlotte Flair. So no, I'm pleased for it, and hopefully this can build some frustration in Sasha, and maybe plant those heel seeds back into her mind.
Thank you, Jack.
Because yes, we need her to be a heel because she has run her course as a babyface.
I was just gonna say that, Jack. I'm so glad that you brought that up because I was gonna say with Nia. I think Nia Jax is gonna be the trigger that's gonna hit off Sasha into the whole heel thing. I really do believe that because lately Sasha, even with Charlotte, Sasha has been getting her ass handed to her handed. And great.
Honestly,
Go ahead.
what we need to see is Sasha as a heel,
Yeah.
and she defeats Bayley for the title, and the woman that helps Sasha win is Summer Rae.
Oh, don't tell Nick that, because Nick got so excited.
That is what we need.
Oh, the
Nick
BFFs
absolutely
reunited.
loves anything about Summer Rae.
I know.
The BFFs will then have a feud with maybe Nia. No, actually, probably not Nia. Definitely not Dana Brooke. Any more women on
Paige?
Yeah, Emelina and Paige. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Paige, hopefully when she comes back, she will have improved in the ring. That's all I'll say. And yeah.
What? Excuse me? What you say about Paige?
I'm the biggest Paige fan, you know this. But I just think towards the end of her, obviously she's slightly injured. Her in-ring work a little bit on the stale side. So hopefully, when she's back, her moveset will have been improved.
I think that was the injury nagging her, because a lot of people are starting to say that they started noticing her in the ring being super stiff, and the way that she was moving, and they documented on Total Divas, she was hiding it. And I'm a big fan of Paige's too, but I will call her out on her shit. But I do like Paige. I like her a lot. I like that she's a rebel. I like that she don't give a fuck. And if you disrespect her, she'll punch you in your fucking face and then spit on you when you're knocked out. And I respect
that's exactly why I like Paige.
I'm using Paige a lot in my universe mode on 2K17. I've got her with Nia.
I love that she's not a pushover, and she's not going to let WWE treat her like shit. Like, she don't give a fuck. I like that about her. She got balls. And, and then a lot of people like to say, oh, I think she's going to leave, WWE's going to fire her, WWE's going to fire her. And I'm like, WWE is not going to fire fucking Paige. Paige will quit WWE before they even think about firing her ass. I was like, let's get it all the way together, because Paige is a draw. Look at her social media account. A lot of people be like, social media don't mean shit. Social media means everything to fucking WWE. Are you kidding me? And Paige is one of their biggest stars. So
yeah, she's a mid-draw. She's fantastic. And now, honestly, I actually just really hope she gets traded to SmackDown in the draft, where obviously they actually write good storylines. So they could have her feud with lots of people on there. I'd really like to see. Imagine Paige, Mickey James. That would be amazing.
I want to see Paige and Charlotte again. I want to see Paige and Charlotte properly, because the first time the first time they did it, Jack, they had Charlotte as a babyface. Like, no, that's all fucked up. Absolutely not. Paige is the babyface, not fucking Charlotte. And I feel like they need to go back into that. They need to pull that old beef out of the refrigerator and cook it, because I need it again. I need it.
Their matches were terrible.
Because it was
they didn't have any chemistry in the ring.
Exactly, Jack. That's my point. It was booked improperly because Charlotte was a babyface. Charlotte was wrestling like a babyface. Absolutely not. That's Paige's role. Paige is a good.
Although I still, to this day, absolutely howl at that promo when Paige came for Reed Flair. I was so shocked.
Yeah, because that was their last card to be like, oh my god, we gotta make Paige a bad guy. We gotta really, go insult the brother, which was totally wrong. Like, come on. Like, that feud was a hot-ass mess. I know Charlotte regrets this.
It was a mess. That was a mess.
She regrets this shit. But it is what it fucking is. But I hope it gets revisited and done correctly with the whole Queen thing that Charlotte got going on. Well, speaking of the Queen, let's talk about her. Because the Queen opened up the Royal Rumble. And she came out looking like the fucking Queen. And you guys know that I
roll up,
yes,
Charlotte's arrived.
I am the Charlotte Flair Squire, and I am her cup pourer. Everything. I love fucking Charlotte, and the way that she came out there last night, she looked amazing. Bayley, shout out to Bayley. I loved Bayley's outfit. I think this is Bayley's best gear to date. It was great. The crowd was loving Bayley. But to get into the match, I thought the match was a really good match. I think I feel like the fans are not giving them enough credit, because we've seen so many good women's wrestling matches in the past couple of months that this is just another great one. And I feel like fans are starting to get accustomed to it. They want to see more. I guess they want to see her go through a table or some shit. I don't know. But I'm here for this fucking match. And the finish of the match was everything to me. The natural selection on the apron of the ring, the hardest part of the ring. And prior to that, when Charlotte slammed her head into the apron and then kicked her into the steel steps, I'm here for it. And Charlotte picked up the win, as she should. It was a clean win, and she went over, and she continues on her streak, as I believe she's 16-0 on pay-per-views. So good for her. She tied up with her dad's title reigns, and I'm here for fucking Charlotte. Charlotte's on fucking fire. What do you think, Jack?
I actually really enjoyed the match as well. I think Bayley, this may be controversial, she's only really, honestly, had really good matches with Sasha Banks, so other matches just haven't hit there for me. So this was a really good showing from her. Again, the finish was very unique, very innovative. It's not something we've seen before, and it made total sense. It was fine with the fact it was a clean win. Charlotte doesn't have to be, cheap to win all the time. I'm just glad Dana Brooke is nowhere near her, which is great.
What are you doing with Dana Brooke now? Because all I've seen her is just like double losses to Alicia Fox on like main event.
On main event, yeah. I don't really care about Dana, so I'm glad they're not doing anything of substance with her. But they are doing lots of things with substance with Charlotte, so I really actually enjoyed her winning. It was a good match. Okay, I'd rather she wasn't the champion because she's been champion 4 times now. But she's still a great athlete, and she puts on great matches, so that's kind of all we need. So, as I've actually previously said, I believe SmackDown has the better characters and storylines, whereas Raw has definitely got the better matches, and it's all thanks to Charlotte, really, because she's just such a solid worker.
So why wouldn't you want the championship on her if she's, like, the best one there? It's just believable
because
right
it's just still, it's boring.
I feel like right now Charlotte should be champion because you got Paige on injury, you got Emelina who's just sitting backstage on cue, and you got Summer Rae who's like rehabbing injuries as well. I feel like who better right now who's substantial enough to hold the title and be believable than Charlotte Flair?
Honestly, I actually want to see Charlotte's next challenger to be the legend that is the cliff diving queen, Tamina.
Tamina?
Tamina? I'm obsessed with Tamina, and I don't care what anyone says. I think she's really, really good, and I really want to come back and super kick Charlotte's lips off.
Listen, I love Tamina down. I love her super kicks. I think Tamina is very intimidating, but Tamina cannot fill an arena. Tamina cannot give you a convey.
Blasphemy.
No, I'm sorry, Jack. No, how dare you? How dare you say that? How are you going to go from Charlotte to Tamina, girl? Like, really? Really?
Tamina, excuse me, get her name right.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, I can't. I'm over it. I'm done. I logs off. I mean, like, no, don't shade my girl Charlotte. Charlotte is the most formidable champion that WWE has right now. She's the most over for me. Honestly, let's cut the bullshit. Charlotte is the star of Monday Night Raw. That's her fucking show. I don't care. It's not Kevin Owens' show. It's not Seth Rollins' show. It's not fucking Chris Jericho. That is fucking Charlotte's fucking show. Charlotte fucking kills it every time they give her go out there. So who better to be champion? They gave it to Sasha. Her and Sasha had a great time. Great feud. It was everything. But to move forward, Sasha had to drop the belt. She had to move on to other people.
And she has to drop it again to Tamina.
No, girl back. And then the comment with Bayley.
Make Tamina the cover photo.
No, that's the icons. Yeah, just because Jack's here, we should do Tamina. But the comment that you said about Bayley did not sit right with me, with Bayley only having great matches with Sasha Banks. That's completely false. Bayley had a great match with Nia Jax in NXT. Bayley had great matches with Asuka.
No, she didn't. The ones with Asuka were terrible.
I love them. I love them. See, that's just your opinion.
I agree with Jack.
That's your opinion.
Fell flat.
You guys are entitled to your wrong opinions, but it's fucking that match was freaking amazing. Her and Asuka, that was one of my favorite matches of 2016. I'm sorry, I loved it. Do you know the reason why? Because the crowd was so confused at the end of the match when Bayley lost, because nobody was expecting Bayley. She's a sweetheart, and then she lost the fucking belt, so the crowd was like over it. So I don't care. It was controversial, and I love controversy because I'm a shady bitch. But
calm down, Eric Bischoff.
But when it comes to fucking Eric Bischoff loves this guy. But I feel like Bayley is and Jack, you're not the only one who said this. I've seen it on social media a couple of times with people saying that Sasha's the only person that Bayley can have a legit great feud and storyline and a great match with. I feel like that's completely untrue because her and Nia's was great and blah blah blah. I could go on for days. So I feel like that's some bullshit. But what about you, Sam? What were your thoughts on Charlotte and Bayley?
I hate Bayley, as you are aware.
All right, bitch. But let's talk about the match. Let's talk about the match. I don't care if you hate Bayley. We know you can't deal with Bayley. But how was it for you?
Huh?
Just go on. Delegate.
Charlotte was fabulous. Let's just put that one straight over there. She was great. I actually really like Charlotte's gear. That colour is really
Yeah,
nice
that colour was stunning, wasn't it? It was a really nice attire.
And the robe,
But I
was everything.
just hate Bayley. I can't sit and watch a match with Bayley anymore.
See, that's
I just
not
can't do it to
fair.
myself.
That's not
I'm
fair.
trying. No, I tried. I watched the match. It was a lovely match. It was delightful to see Bayley get her ass handed to her.
Oh my god. See,
but
that's not fair.
The finisher was great.
See, that's super biased, Sam, I feel like, because, like...
I've tried so hard with Bayley. I said originally I had no opinion on Bayley, and I just kind of, wandered along the land of NXT and just waited for it to give me that moment to really like her. And it never happened, and I've just been to the point now where I just don't like her. And I think it's because of this whole... I get that she's a fan, and that was her dream kind of thing. But when it was the poetry thing, and she tried to make the poems up on the spot, and it just wasn't working, I was like, I don't like you.
Well, that's the writers' nonsense. That was them fucking around. But,
The match was really good, and I like that Charlotte cut her face open, or like her lip or something.
Yeah, I believe that was after Bayley hit her with the elbow drop off the top.
The elbow thing, yeah. Because every time they kind of like showed the clip of her like bleeding, and you see Charlotte's face, she looked so evil and menacing, like as if she just sort of like bit Bayley's neck or something, and was like gushing with blood. It looked really menacing. It was cool.
Charlotte's just the queen. Charlotte, anytime they put her out there, Charlotte could do anything. And I also like that that Serena Williams actually compared herself as the Charlotte Flair of tennis right now, because you know how she's undefeated when she goes off to the Wimbledon.
23.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool that Charlotte got a little rub off of that shit. That was pretty cool.
Wow, that's impressive.
In WWE,
I didn't know that.
WWE also sent Serena. She said it because WWE sent her the championship. You know how they do that with the sports when.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll do that shit. So, super proud of Charlotte. Charlotte's come a long fucking way, and I've been standing for her, screaming roll up, since Charlotte debuted. I've been here for her. And I'm super proud of her. That's my girl. But I just feel so bad that people are not connected. It's not like people. It's mainly like the older crowd, like people who are more into like the sassy girls and stuff like that. Like they can't invest themselves into somebody like Bayley. Like for instance, Sam, you love Carmella because it's her charisma and her character, and you know I love Carmella fucking down.
Well, but originally it's the whole leopard print thing, and I get with that.
Yeah,
I wear that.
I understand that, but when it comes to, like, I get all of that. But when it comes into the wrestling, I don't understand where you don't connect with Bayley to that point that you're, like, here for Carmella. And Carmella's not as good
I really have tried, and I just can't.
Because you're just being a hater.
What?
Are you being a hater? Like Tom was a Dana Brooke hater? You can't.
No. Let's not even throw the T word out there right now. Okay? Because we've got Jack on this show, and exactly, Jack don't even know. You sound like Kofi, like that. Whoo!
I don't know.
No, I'm not a Bayley hater. I am. But
anyway, the only T word that we should be bothered about is Tamisa's, and she's going to come back. She's gonna come back on Raw, and she's gonna whip that leather jacket in Charlotte's face and knock those little gems off her eye, and then super kick the shit out of her and win that Raw Women's Championship. Let's do it.
I would love to see Tamina. I would love to see Tamina. You know, her dad just passed.
Who? Tamina. Right.
Her dad just passed. You know, R.I.P. Jimmy Superfly. So obviously she's gonna take a little more time to come back if WWE even had any plans, because she's been cleared 2 months ago. If they've cleared Tamina to come back, so I don't know what they're trying to do with Tamina. I heard rumors of her going to SmackDown, but I feel like at this point Tamina needs to jump over to Raw. So I agree with you, Jack, and I would be okay with her and Charlie getting into a program, because if somebody new, it's a different face around. You know what I mean? But for her to take the belt off Charlotte, girl, bye. Keep dreaming. I
always find that whenever they bring back Tamisa, like she's always like just thrown in straight away. Like she was AJ Lee's bodyguard, so like they kind of threw her in out of nowhere. Like
you know what would really piss me off?
And the same with Naomi as well. When she sort of was with Team Bad, she just ran out and was with Naomi all of a sudden, and that's the kind of that I like the element of look, there's Tamisa again.
You know what would really grind my gears is if Tamina shows up as Emelina's bodyguard. That would really piss me off. Because I'm just like, why is she always in the bodyguard role? Can't you guys find something else for this chick? But it would be nice to see her pair up with Nia Jax. That would be everything to me. Or even...
That would be very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very similar. So, and everyone's like, Nia is her replacement.
No,
So
absolutely.
just because of her minority heritage, and they are both like bigger, stronger women, and actually, it'd be cool to see them together.
It would be, or I could see either together or at each other's necks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would like to see them two feuding. Or they could start off cool together and then they could like break off. Or it could even be cool where she could show up tonight on Monday Night Raw and attack Sasha Banks, and then them two can align themselves together against Sasha Banks, and then people would want to root for Sasha even more because she has two of these tall behemoth women that are here to beat her ass. So there's so many ways to go with Tamina coming back in. But as women's champion, like I said, Jack, flip over the pillow, go back to sleep because I can't. I can't. But
Tamina is just. Can I just say two random fan stories quickly? The first time I saw the godly Tamina in person was at the hotel, at a WWE hotel, and they were leaving. Basically, I didn't realise, but everybody else was. So Tamina walked out of the building, and I was like, "Tamina, I love you, Tamina," and she was like, "Love you too." And then I was like, "Oh my god, Tamina!" Everybody else was kind of fangirling over Bray Wyatt, who was right behind her, and I completely missed him. That's firstly Tamina's Impact Part 1. And then the second time, at a different WWE hotel event in London, she entered the building with Naomi. Obviously we were excited to see Naomi, and my friend was like, Naomi. And then me and Georgia, who you may remember also from the previous show that we were part of, lol, anyway, we were like, Tamina, and she was like so taken aback that people were shouting for her. And we were like, oh my god, can we please get a picture taken with you? We think like you're amazing. And we were like, thank you. We were like, thank you to Muses. I don't think she realised what we were saying. But she was so taken aback, and she was the only people that we were the only people that she stopped for to get a picture with, and I still have it right now. So Tamina, you're good to the fans who love you. So thank you, you leather jacket queen.
And
was that at London Just Gone?
No, it was like April 2016.
Yeah, when I
saw you. Yeah.
Jack,
that was cute.
Did she beat anybody up on her way out? Because Tamina's known for throwing down on these streets, okay? But I appreciate your love for Tamina because I like Tamina. I'm a fan of hers. Her super kicks, like who does them better? I mean, let's get real. I love a Tamina super kick, but I really want her to come back, and I want her to come back strong. I don't want her as a manager. I don't. I want her to come back as a character, and maybe put her on the mic. Let's see what she got. Let's see what she can say. So I'm not opposed to Tamina being pushed, but I don't know about champion girl.
Although I'd like her to come back if she had the theme that she originally had as a babyface called 60 Second Man.
I don't know.
Lord. Genuinely, her instrumental. So her theme song when she was a babyface dating Santino, and she had like a match against Melina on Superstars. Her theme song was like. Girl,
Jack got a memory like an elephant.
Anyway,
how do you remember these things?
And it's like literally that was like the weekend up in here, that rendition. But anyway, Google it, YouTube it. 60 Seconds
was that
Man was the name of Tamina's song.
When
Hilarious.
she was going against Beth Phoenix, was like an Elimination Chamber.
So it was before then.
Right.
At that point, she had like the Tamina theme.
No.
I hate that.
Anyway, Google it, YouTube it. It's hilarious.
I'll definitely check it out, and hopefully Tamina comes back around. And when she comes out, Jack, we'll give you a shout out because that's your girl.
Okay,
I did not
great.
know that.
Thanks.
I thought Paige was your girl.
It's kind of become like a joke, but actually, I genuinely like her.
Oh, so it started off as a joke.
Honestly, my top 3 girls are probably Paige, Nikki Bella, and Tamina.
Oh, see, now I love Nikki Bella. I catch a lot of
Nikki
shade
Bella,
over here.
She is so lovely in person as well. Oh my god.
See, I love this girl. Nikki Bella is one of my girls. She's a hard worker. She set out to prove people wrong, and she did. And I respect that.
And she's killing it in the storylines. Like,
she is absolutely nailing it.
I feel
amazing.
Like if you're throwing shade at Nikki Bella right now, you're just being a hater. Because this girl took in all the negativity that you guys fed to her, and she turned it into something positive, and she went and put in the fucking work. And she came back like a whole new person, like almost like Natty, but Nikki kind of like came right after her little leave. But Nikki Bella has been slaying it ever since she did her return back to WWE in 2011.
Absolutely. And she makes her selfie with me, actually my picture with her, makes a great phone background, so So, hooray!
Sorted.
I'm a little jealous because I want
Yeah,
to
if you go on Twitter at Jack5326, guys, you will see my profile picture as me with both of the Bellas, and it was amazing. I also met Daniel Bryan, and they were all lovely.
Oh yeah, it is. I just searched it then.
Oh well,
Aww, but they look cute.
Before we move on, because I really want to talk to you guys about your thoughts on the actual Rumble. Let's real quick. Out of the 4 matches that we saw this week, I'll start with you, Jack. Which one would you say? I did a poll on our Twitter account, and the one that won is the Fatal 4-Way on NXT. So, Jack, which was your favorite women's match of this weekend? Absolute hands down.
Well, I did only see 2.
Oh, that's right.
But the best for me was the Fatal 4-Way, definitely. I did like the Charlotte Bayley match, but the Fatal 4-Way had that unpredictability. It was new, it was fresh. We were seeing combinations of girls that we'd not seen before. And it was giving people who, Nikki Cross, who I saw live in the UK, really, it's amazing to see somebody that you've seen previously doing so well in the WWE.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to say, Nixon Newell's been signed, and I'm such a big fan of hers.
I'm so happy Nixon Newell's been signed.
Yeah, she's amazing. So I wish Katie Ray had been signed as well, but there's still time, hopefully. So anyway, it would be interesting to see her do the same thing. So it was nice to see her, the transition and the growth that she's having. So yeah, I would definitely say the Fatal 4-Way for me.
Awesome. Not a bad choice. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way as well.
Yeah.
100% the Fatal 4-Way. There's no doubt about it. Like the squash match, like I said, I missed basically all of it.
Yeah,
so I can't even put that in an option, but the Fatal 4-Way was incredible.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the masses. The Fatal 4-Way was fucking everything. These women fucking killed it. It was just a fun match to watch. I watched it 3 times. I couldn't get over it. I loved it from start to finish. Perfect. Okay, now let's talk about the Rumble a bit. I thought that this Rumble it had its moments. Like, for instance, I'll go in for a quickie, real quick. A few of the moments.
You do like a good quickie, don't you, James?
Bitch, there's nothing about me that's quick.
other than your sharp tongue, but okay.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? You bitches, you guys are so dirty. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, the Royal Rumble. Some of my favorite parts I'm gonna get into real quick. Jack Gallagher, I thought him coming down there was a great moment in the Royal Rumble. I thought that was necessary. It was fun. It was different. An umbrella. I was just like, my friends were like, "What the fuck is he doing with an umbrella?" I was like, "This is different. It's exactly this is why he's doing it, to get you guys provoking and asking questions on why the fuck is he out there with an umbrella." But once he started whooping ass with that umbrella, they're like laughing and enjoying themselves. So I like to view non-wrestling fans as they're viewing the product. I like to see their reactions, to see what they think about it, and they thought it was pretty funny with him coming out with the umbrella, and it was pretty creative. So he was definitely one of my highlights for the Rumble. Another one was Carmella and James Ellsworth. At first I was like, really, this is a waste of space. So I was like, why the fuck is he in the Rumble? But I love that he was like chicken shit, and Carmella was behind him like, go get in there, stop being a pussy, go. Like, she's trying to push him in there, and she's like,
he was a chicken leathered shit.
Yeah, like he was so scared, and Carmella was not having it.
UK reference.
You adulterer! You adulterer!
You adulterer? Like somebody who sleeps cheating?
So basically, in the UK, you know Big Brother, like Celebrity Big Brother, and Tiffany Pollard was in it last year. Well, this year we've got a woman in it called Kim Woodburn, who's like this old lady who's a cleaner.
the one that goes, shut up, you look stupid. Okay.
And she just got off with my future husband Jamie O'Hara and was calling him an adulterer.
Oh Lord.
He is my current background.
Oh God, you embarrassment. Anyway, sorry.
So they had some good moments, but and then towards the end, this was so predictable. And I'm mad at Triple H. I got a bone to pick with you, Mr. H. Even though you said he also said in this press interview that he's not currently happy with the position of NXT right now. Like, he's not happy with the product, like as he was before, due to the impact of the draft. And he feels like right now they're really in that habilitating stage. And I feel like they're doing a good job with that. They're trying to get it back on track, but they're on their way. But Triple H also said in this press meeting that to get ready, that this Rumble is going to be so 1 predictable. Bitch, I predicted everything after number 20 fucking 4. I knew everything that was going to happen. You guys really set this up because you guys saved all the big guys to come out at the end, which I thought was bullshit. The only big guy who really impressed me in this, and I was pretty shocked, but then again, I actually like him, was Baron Corbin. When he was in there moving around, kicking ass, and I loved how he slid under the bottom rope and came back into the ring and did all of that. I thought Baron Corbin had a great showing. The perfect 10 coming out at number 10 was another highlight. I thought it was perfect, and it was fitting, and I don't want to hear this bullshit because I saw him on Twitter posting NXT tour dates. I hope that this is your last NXT tour dates. I hope you're wrapping up because I know they're about to start recording soon. And I hope that he goes to SmackDown. And then we could talk about the negatives after we talk about all our highlights. But Sam, what were some of your highlights for the Rumble?
100% was... let me words, I've got confused. Ty Dillinger coming out as number 10.
Yeah.
That was my highlight of everything. I thought it was absolutely what I needed. The fact that Baron Corbin got Braun Strowman out shocked me to fuck. Was not expecting that at all. The Kofi Kingston elimination, his save thing was shite. I was really disappointed in it this year. I didn't want Jack Gallagher to be the first one out. I thought it was going to be Mojo Rawley. Rawley?
Whatever.
How'd you say his surname?
Whatever.
Mojo, just Mojo.
Is it important?
My highlight of the whole event, and it's going to sound really bad now, but it wasn't even shown. It's all from the pictures online. Was a little scooter thing that all the big guys came on.
Oh yeah, I can't. They had to put Big Show's big ass on that shit because I can't.
It was so funny. I love that. But yeah, the whole match was really good. I was one of the people I've noticed online. Everyone seemed to have videoed their number 30 reaction, as it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone was expecting Samoa Joe or Finn, and then when it was Roman Reigns, everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
What about you, Jack? What were your thoughts?
Sorry, on
highlights.
The Rumble itself.
Highlights.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't as bad as, say, the Batista one, because I remember that was so fucking boring. Although the fact there was obviously there was a couple of surprises, but there was no genuine. Everybody who was actually in the match was contracted to the company, so there was no. Even if it was I remember Kevin Nash returned 2 years after he'd already returned. It was really crap, but at least that was somebody who's not employed. Where were your Carlitos? Where were your, whoever? Just something. Different.
There was no big shock. The only one that I was quite shocked by was Enzo coming in at 27.
And I was shocked by that,
one.
but I was also shocked about Ty Dillinger, even though because I didn't think they were going to give people what they wanted. Because, obviously, example number 30, it was definitely not what people wanted. But I thought it was overall okay. I think the finish, obviously, I don't mind Randy Orton winning. I would rather it have been Bray Wyatt, but I give them the benefit of the doubt because I'm going to WrestleMania this year, so I am hoping it's going to be amazing, and I don't want to be negative about it. So, fingers crossed.
Well, some of the the highlights were all great. It wasn't the worst Royal Rumble, and all the guys that were in the Royal Rumble were contracted, but it was the Royal Rumble of the part-timers this year. I just couldn't deal with it. I feel like Mark Henry was unnecessary. Big Show, unnecessary. Goldberg, unnecessary.
I liked the Goldberg's elimination on Brock Lesnar, though.
Unnecessary.
I quite like that. He's beat Lesnar so quickly twice now.
I don't like that shit.
I quite liked that.
I don't like how The Miz, who's the Intercontinental... Dean Ambrose... Well, The Miz should be Intercontinental Champion. But the way that Miz, Dean, and Ziggler were thrown out like garbage because these guys are in there. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. And I feel like the booking was horrible with the Royal Rumble. And you know what? A lot of people are giving Roman Reigns a lot of shit for this. And I'm not going to give him shit for it. I actually feel so bad for Roman. I feel bad for him because I happen to like Roman. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's a great superstar. I think he has a great look, and I think that he could go inside of the ring and perform well and give you a championship-worthy match. I really do believe in that. But the thing with him is he's so poorly booked. WWE is so gun-ho on making this guy the top dog babyface right now. It's not going to happen. They try to go give him underbelts like the United States Championship to try to be like, oh, well, he's earning his way back into this picture. Absolutely not. I feel bad for Roman. Roman should have never been number 30 because, first of all, on Monday Night Raw, you guys give him a rematch for the United States Championship. And then on the pay-per-view, you guys are going to give him a World Heavyweight Championship match. And then you're going to go put him number 30 at the Royal Rumble. Obviously, people are going to boo him unless you guys are trying to pull the trigger on turning him heel against The Undertaker. So, it better fucking make sense, WWE, because right now, this shit's not making any fucking sense for me. Randy Orton winning this fucking shit was so unnecessary. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care how you want to spin it. I'm not here for it. I'm not playing these games. Because the guy who should have won this fucking thing is Bray fucking Wyatt, not Randy Orton. I'm okay. I wanted Samoa Joe to be number 30. That's who I was pushing for. That was who I betted on winning this whole thing. They didn't give me him. So I quickly switched over. All right, then who's in this ring? Who do I want? And it was Bray. And then for them to eliminate Bray and give it to Randy Orton was just so ass backwards. It was something that fans don't want to see. Like, and then they want to mention, the last time that he won was in 2009. Well, yeah, leave it in 2009. We don't need it again. So, and Randy Orton right now is basking in his glory. Like, I know that he's loving it right now. But, no, Randy. No. First of all, get your... Like, he's another one. Like, when I talk about Naomi doesn't have that personality, Randy Orton doesn't have a personality either. He doesn't. He just slids around. He's a great wrestler. He's, what is he, the Viper and all this bullshit. I know a snake don't talk. They're just sneaky. I guess it works for Randy. That's how he got over. But other than that, Randy, I feel like that spot's not for you. You shouldn't be main eventing WrestleMania this year. Absolutely not. I think it's unfair.
But let's be real. It's because he's a Donald Trump supporter, so... Oh?
He is.
Randy Orton, yeah.
I mean,
that.
a lot of them are.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if they're like...
That's what I mean. And they're clearly pushing him because he's, like, licking Trump's ass, whatever.
Yeah, true. I liked... Another good spot I thought of the Rumble, by the way, just because you mentioned Bray Wyatt before, was that Luke Harper turned on him.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I liked that. But
It had some decent spots, I did.
I felt like I was reading too much into the Rumble, like, during the entire night. Just because, like, when they do like the replays and stuff, and all the names scrolling across. Those Eric Rowan was on there, and then that Fabian Aichner, the Italian guy from the Cruiserweight Classic. His name was on there as well.
I did not know that. Zack Sabre Jr.'s name was on there as well.
Yeah, he was on there as well.
Oh, so was Goldust and R-Truth were on there. Lol.
R-Truth on the poster.
What? Oh.
R-Truth is on the poster for Royal Rumble and wasn't even in the match.
Do you remember there was that poster of him, like, it was just him for, like, a pay-per-view? It's just him for a pay-per-view, like, and he wasn't even on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like 3 years ago or something, and it was just, like, so random. Like, he wasn't on the pay-per-view. It wasn't, like, Elimination Chamber, but it was, like, a filler kind of, like, February show or whatever. It was so random. But
that's
anyway.
when he had that little push and he smoked a cigarette on live television. You guys remember when he did that? I love that, and I wish they kept that with him because it looked really raw and edgy. I think he beat up Kofi and then lit up a cigarette or something like that. So I thought that was cool.
It was Hell in a Cell.
Oh.
Hell in a Cell 2016.
So random,
I just googled it.
So random.
And it's him in a suit. What the fuck?
It's so random.
It's just R-Truth in a suit. There's nothing else.
Yeah, it doesn't even, like, the fact he's in a suit, it doesn't even match, like, the Hell in a Cell theme or anything. So random.
All right.
But
so
yeah,
with
anyway.
Randy winning, we got to wrap this up soon. With Randy Orton winning, who would you rather have won? I'll start with you, Jack.
Who
If
would I
you're
rather
going to
win?
WrestleMania,
Bray
you
Wyatt.
said.
Oh, WrestleMania, what? Who, what?
You said you're going to WrestleMania, so before this Rumble even happened, who were you hoping to see win that you get to see at the main event at the Rumble?
Oh, well, I was hoping it was going to be The Undertaker, to be honest.
Okay.
Just because he is just one of my favourites of all time, and even though that would have been a predictable result, I just love The Undertaker, so I would have rather have seen that. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. And again, Bray Wyatt, I would have loved to see him win. But obviously, Elimination Chamber is still coming up for the SmackDown brand, so there's definitely chance. It's good that someone from SmackDown actually won the Rumble because it's keeping the Elimination Chamber unpredictable as well. Obviously the title's going to be on the line, definitely. I think people are already predicting that Samoa Joe is going to cost John Cena the title at the Elimination Chamber. There's a lot of different speculation going around, so it's a really exciting time, and it makes SmackDown even more must see than what it is already.
Is that a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So who were your Sam? What about you? Who did you want to win?
Kalisto.
Okay, next.
I'm just joking. No, when it was like whittling down towards the end, probably Bray Wyatt. But I had like a little soft spot for Sami Zayn to win. I was really backing Sami Zayn and the Miz as well to both do really well. I didn't think they were going to win, but I wanted them to do well, and I was glad that they got as far as they did. I was pissed off that Jericho got where he did. I'm not gonna lie, that really fucking pissed me off.
It didn't make any sense.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with Orton winning it. I actually don't mind. I'm kind of glad because then it makes me think that this whole Orton and Bray thing is going to like end soon because I don't get it. I'm bored of it.
Do we even care? Like, I feel like the Wyatts have lost so much momentum, and I feel like the only thing that can revive them at this point is I like how Luke Harper hit him with the sister Abigail, so hopefully this is foreshadowing the heavily teased. Like, you guys say Emelina hasn't showed up and she's taking forever. Sister Abigail, bitch, she's just not showing, like, when is she coming? Like, I've been waiting for her forever. So hopefully she comes in.
I sent you that video ages ago, that fella talking about it, and he had that genius idea of it being Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. But
if they ever debut her, it needs to be someone who's not been on TV at all.
Yeah, but they came up with a good story on how Alexa Bliss can be like playing mind games because Bray thinks she's Sister Abigail. So, and Alexa Bliss plays.
It was a brilliant listen. It was before she had the title as well.
Yeah, it was before
and she manipulates him to get the title.
Exactly. I thought it was pretty cool. But I agree. I feel like at this point, Sister Abigail should be one of the girls on NXT that hasn't been on TV yet, and they could bring her up. Like, Nikki Cross would have been a great Sister Abigail. But, you know, there's still other bitches that they could use. But
Nixon Newell will be a good
At this point, Sister Abigail isn't coming. I don't think she's coming at any point. Like,
if they are going to bring it, though, the Nixon Newell is a great shout for it. Or even if they ever sign, is it B. Priestley?
I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Is that another UK indie girl? I think she'd be a good Sister Abigail.
Interesting.
She's done that spanking with Ospreay, isn't she?
Oh, she? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, she had a match with Tessa Blanchard and Ricochet.
Yeah.
That is so funny. That is so funny that literally I'm scrolling Instagram right now and there's a picture of Tessa Blanchard in front of me.
I love her. I think that she's one of the girls.
She's a bit basic, to be honest.
I like her.
She's doing a sign-in with Ricochet in Milton Keynes.
Oh, right, wow.
Did you see?
I really like Ricochet. He's amazing.
Angle
He's really amazing.
Is it Angle?
So
it's Del Rio and someone at the top of the bill.
I think Paige is going to be there as well. How do you feel about Neville winning the championship?
Oh, I'm so happy.
That was so needed.
I'm so happy. That was my highlight of the entire show.
That was a great match.
In all honesty, it was a fantastic match from start to end. There was not one dull moment at all.
No, Neville needed that.
And I'm so glad that Rich Swann is finally not the champion. I like Rich Swann, but Neville is like.
They needed to put the belt on Rick Swann though, just so Neville could take the belt off of like a babyface like Rick Swann, so people can really like believe that Neville's this bad guy. But what reminded me of that match is because Tessa Blanchard tweeted out during that match that the real King hasn't arrived yet, because you know how
King Ricochet.
Yeah, King Ricochet. He goes by King Ricochet, and then you have Neville on WWE claiming that he's the cruiserweight. He's the king of the cruiserweights. So I thought that was pretty cool, foreshadowing that, because when King Ricochet debuts, that is my new WWE bae. Period. Like, I love Ricochet. So
I love thingy on Lucha Underground. So I love Lucha Underground so much. So
yeah, I do too.
He stayed put because it's literally the best brand ever.
I could see him in NXT killing it when all these guys like Samoa Joe goes up, Rude comes up, and Shinsuke comes up, and Asuka. They're gonna need somebody with star power, like a Willow Spray. I can never pronounce his last name.
Ospreay.
Ospreay, yeah. Will Ospreay and
Ricochet. I love Will Ospreay.
And Kyle O'Reilly. I feel like these guys and Kenny Omega can really hold up the NXT brand. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered everything. We'll be back later this week to cover what goes on this week on the WWE programming. I believe we'll be back on Thursday. Sam, you'll be around, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should be. I'm going Nando's on Thursday, but I should be back for the show.
You're going where? Where are you going?
Nando's.
What's that?
It's like a Portuguese chicken restaurant.
Oh, fancy. I just had Portuguese.
Jack, you know what Nando's is, don't you?
Of course I do, yes. Yeah.
Have you ever stole a chicken thing?
I can't.
No, I haven't, but I know someone who has.
I've got one in my room. It's looking at me right now.
What
They're
chicken?
dead heavy.
Is it like a knick-knack or something?
No, it's like a chicken restaurant, but like when they sit you down, they give you this little like metal chicken, like they stick in the table, and then when they come round, they say like, "How's your meal?" and then take the chicken away. But I took it off straight away and put it in my bag.
Why
so
did
they
they
didn't
take
ask me
the
how my
chicken
meal
away?
was.
Is it like custom?
Pardon?
Like, is it like custom? Is it like something that they do, tradition?
Yeah, sort of.
Yes, so it's got your
It's
table
nice.
number on it, kind of thing, isn't it, or whatever? Your like order number or whatever.
Yeah,
You
I'll
little
send you a picture
klepto.
of it when it's done. When we're done.
Stealing. I stole a fucking tea cup from a Chinese restaurant to use it as an ashtray. That's like the only thing I said. Like,
You wild man.
I know. Oh, I'm such a rebel. So foxy of me. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's it. That's our show. We've said a lot. You guys know
We've
that's
said
how
a
it
lot.
goes. We've said a lot. Sam, where can the listeners follow you at?
People can find me on Twitter and Instagram at sampele_.
And Jack, I want to thank you for joining us today. It was super fun, and it's super.
That was fun. I really enjoyed myself.
I loved hearing about Tamisa's. I'm well aware,
Thank you. Yeah.
well
change
educated.
The Samoan princess, cliff diving queen.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Jack, you gotta come back. But before that, can you please give the listeners your links and how they can contact you and find you?
Yeah, so find me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. All the same handle, Jack5326. And yeah, it's been great, guys. Really enjoyed throwing a few pipe bombs.
Yes, queen.
It was fun.
It was fun. And you guys can follow the rest of the gang at _RealPipeBomb. And you guys can follow us on Instagram at TheRealPipeBomb. And you guys can follow me on every social media
No,
platform.
you can't. It's the Pipe Bomb Podcast. You don't even know who we are
What did I call it?
on Instagram. The Real Pipe Bomb, girl.
I mean, they should both be the same fucking name. I don't understand why you guys did one this way and the other one that way, but that's either here or
I didn't
there.
make either account, so
Oh,
back
whatever.
the fuck up.
It's probably Nick or Gigi. But on every other social media platforms, you guys can follow me at Jimmy Vibes. So thanks, guys. Toodaloo.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.